Did you know that 40% of Honda owners face major repairs before hitting 100,000 miles? The problem isn't your Honda. It's the daily habits you're doing right now without realizing it. Honda builds reliable engines that should last 200,000 miles or more, but small mistakes add up fast. What seems harmless today becomes a $3,000 repair bill tomorrow. In this video, I'm revealing 10 hidden habits that destroy your Honda before it reaches 100,000 miles. The last one is the silent killer that can turn your Civic or Accord into a dealership nightmare. Number 10, ignoring your cabin. Air filter. Most Honda owners change their engine oil religiously, but completely forget about the cabin air filter. That filter sits behind your glove box, quietly protecting your AC system and your lungs. A clogged cabin air filter forces your AC blower motor to work harder. That motor wasn't designed to push air through a dirty filter packed with leaves, dust, and pollen. Over time, the motor overheats and burns out. Here's what happens inside your Honda. The blower motor spins thousands of times per minute trying to force air through a blocked filter. That creates friction and heat. Eventually, the motor's bearings wear down, the windings overheat, and the whole system fails. Replacing a blower motor in a Honda Accord or CR-V costs $300 to $500. A cabin air filter costs $15 and takes 5 minutes to change. Honda recommends changing it every 15,000 to 30,000 miles. But if you drive in dusty areas or run your AC often, check it twice a year. Pop open your glove box, pull out the filter, and hold it up to the light. If you can't see through it, it's time for a new one. Your AC will blow colder, your engine will run more efficiently, and you'll avoid an expensive repair that most owners don't see coming. Cost to fix: $15 for a filter versus $300 to $500 for a blower motor replacement. Number 9, driving on empty. Too often, running your Honda on empty might save you a few minutes, but it's destroying your fuel pump from the inside. Your fuel pump sits inside the gas tank, submerged in gasoline. That fuel keeps the pump cool and lubricated while it's running. When you drive with less than a quarter tank, the pump sucks in air along with fuel. That air creates heat and friction that wears out the pump faster than Honda designed it to last. Here's what most owners don't realize. Modern Hondas use electric fuel pumps that rely on gasoline for cooling. Run low too often and the pump overheats, damaging internal components you can't see. The sediment and debris that naturally settle at the bottom of your tank gets sucked into the pump when you're running on fumes. That grit acts like sandpaper on the pump's internal parts, grinding them down with every mile. A fuel pump replacement costs $400 to $800 depending on your model. The pump itself might only cost $150, but getting to it requires dropping the fuel tank or cutting through the rear seat. Labor adds up fast. Keeping your tank above a quarter full costs nothing and adds years to your pump's life. Your fuel pump will thank you, and you'll avoid being stranded on the side of the road when it suddenly quits. If you're constantly pushing your fuel light, you're not saving money. You're gambling with a repair bill that's coming sooner than it should. Cost to fix: free versus $400 to $800 fuel pump replacement. Number 8, skipping coolant flushes. Honda engines run hot. That's how they deliver the power and fuel economy you love. But all that heat depends on one thing working perfectly: your cooling system. Most Honda owners never think about their coolant until the temperature gauge spikes or steam pours from under the hood. By then, the damage is already done. Coolant doesn't last forever. Over time, it breaks down and becomes acidic. That acid eats away at gaskets, hoses, and even the metal inside your radiator and engine block. The rust and scale that form clog up the narrow passages in your radiator, reducing its ability to cool your engine. Honda recommends flushing your coolant every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, depending on your model. That's not just a suggestion. It's critical maintenance that prevents thousands in damage. A coolant flush costs $100 to $150 and takes less than an hour. Fresh coolant protects your engine, prevents corrosion, and keeps your Honda running at the right temperature no matter how hard you drive it. Number 7, ignoring the maintenance minder system. Your Honda has a built-in maintenance reminder system that tells you exactly when service is due. It's not just counting miles. It's monitoring how you drive, how hard you push the engine, and how long your trips are. The maintenance minder tracks oil life based on engine load, temperature, and driving condition. When it says you're at 15% oil life, that's not a suggestion. It's a warning that your oil is breaking down and losing its ability to protect your engine. Push past that warning and you're running on oil that's contaminated with fuel, moisture, and metal particle. That dirty oil circulates through your engine. The damage doesn't happen overnight, but it's happening every time you start your engine. When that wrench icon appears, schedule your service within the next week. Don't wait until it's convenient. Your Honda is telling you it needs attention now. Cost to fix: $50 to $100 oil change versus $3,000 to $5,000 engine rebuild from neglect. Number 6. Using cheap or wrong engine oil. Not all engine oil is created equal, and using the wrong type can destroy your Honda faster than almost anything else on this list. Honda engines are built with tight tolerances. The clearances between moving parts are measured in thousandths of an inch. Those parts depend on the right oil to maintain a protective film that prevents metal-on-metal contact. Here's where most owners go wrong. They see 5W30 on the oil cap and grab the cheapest 5W30 at the store. But not all 5W30 oils meet Honda's specification. Honda specifies oil that meets certain standards, usually marked as APISN or higher. Cheap oils might meet the viscosity rating but fail to provide adequate protection under high heat or heavy loads. Over time, that oil breaks down faster, leaving deposits on valves and piston ring. Synthetic oil costs more up front, but it lasts longer and protects better than conventional oil. Check your owner's manual for the exact specification. If your manual says 0W20 synthetic, don't use 5W30 conventional just because it's cheaper. That $15 you save today will cost you thousands down the road. Number 5. Neglecting your timing belt or chain. Honda engines use either a timing belt or a timing chain to keep the valves and pistons synchronized. If that belt or chain fails, your engine stops immediately. And depending on your engine type, it could destroy itself in the process. Most Honda engines built before 2010 use timing belts. These belts are made of rubber reinforced with fiber. Over time, heat and friction wear them down. Cracks form. Teeth strip away. Eventually, the belts snap. Honda recommends replacing timing belts every 60,000 to 100,000 miles depending on your model. Here's the part that shocks most owners. Many Honda engines are interference engines. That means if the timing belt breaks, the pistons smash into the valves. Bent valves, damaged pistons, and a destroyed cylinder head are the result. Repairing that damage costs $2,500 to $4,000. Timing chains last longer than belts, but they still need attention. Chains stretch over time, especially if oil changes are neglected. Listen for a rattling noise from the front of your engine during startup. That's often a stretched timing chain crying for help. Ignore it, and you're headed for a repair bill that could total your Honda. Number 4, ignoring small oil leak. Oil leaks don't fix themselves. They only get worse. What starts as a slow drip from a valve cover gasket can turn into a steady stream that coats your engine and exhaust. That's not just messy, it's dangerous. But the real damage happens inside your engine. Modern Hondas have low oil pressure warnings, but by the time that light comes on, damage has already started. Bearings don't just wear down, they seize. When a bearing seizes, your engine locks up. That's the end of the road for your Honda. Common leak points on Hondas include valve cover gaskets, oil pan gaskets, and the rear main seal. A valve cover gasket costs $150 to $300 to replace. Ignoring it until your engine runs low on oil costs $3,000 to $5,000 for a complete engine rebuild or replacement. Number 3. Skipping transmission. Fluid changes. Honda CVT transmissions are sensitive. They're designed to be smooth, efficient, and reliable, but only if you maintain the fluid properly. After a wave of early CVT failures in Civics, Accords, and CR-Vs, Honda quietly updated the maintenance schedule to every 30,000 to 60,000 miles depending on driving conditions. The problem is, most owners never got that memo. They drive 80,000 miles thinking the fluid is fine. By then, the damage is already done. CVT fluid doesn't just lubricate. It provides hydraulic pressure that keeps the belt gripping the pulleys. When that fluid breaks down, you get slipping, shuddering, and eventually complete transmission failure. Heat breaks down the fluid's additive, turning it dark and contaminated with metal particles. Those particles circulate through the transmission, grinding away at the belt and pulley. I've seen dozens of Hondas come in with destroyed CVTs. Change your CVT fluid every 30,000 to 40,000 miles if you drive in tough conditions. Use only genuine Honda CVT fluid. Number 2, driving hard before the engine warms up. You start your Honda on a cold morning, back out of the driveway, and immediately hit the gas. That's one of the fastest ways to shorten your engine's life. Cold engines need time to circulate oil and reach operating temperature. When you floor it before the engine is warmed up, thick oil can't flow fast enough to protect moving parts. Modern Hondas warm up faster than older cars, but that doesn't mean they're ready for hard driving. Even if your coolant gauge shows normal, your oil might still be cold. Oil takes longer to heat up than coolant. Give your Honda 30 to 60 seconds of idle time before driving. Then drive gently for the first 5 minutes. Keep RPMs under 3,000 until the engine reaches normal operating temperature. Number 1, ignoring early warning signs. This is the silent killer that destroys more Hondas than any other mistake on this list. Your Honda will tell you when something is wrong, but most owners ignore the signs until it's too late. A slight hesitation when accelerating, a faint whining noise from under the hood, a vibration at highway speed. These aren't quirks. They're warning signs that damage has already started. Catch them early and a simple fix saves you thousands. Ignore them and the damage snowballs fast. Here's what most owners don't understand. Car problems don't fix themselves. That rattling noise doesn't go away. That rough idle doesn't smooth out on its own. Every mile you drive with a problem makes it worse. A rough idle could be a worn spark plug or a clogged fuel injector. Replace the plugs for $100. Wait until the engine misfires constantly and you're looking at catalytic converter damage that costs $1,500 to replace. Pay attention to your Honda. Listen for new sounds. Your Honda was built to last, but only if you avoid these 10 mistakes. Most engine and transmission failures don't happen overnight. They're caused by small daily habits repeated again and again until the damage is too far gone. Ignoring your cabin air filter wears out your blower motor. If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more Honda-specific tips coming your way, and trust me, the next one could save you from a repair bill you didn't even know was building.